as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, Ethereum is up against Bitcoin for once. For once. Moving on, Charles Schwab plans to launch Bitcoin Ether spot ETS. So again, going back to the beginning of the last video, since it's now a two-part, the demand is robust. The demand is there. It's getting absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. So, yeah. Schwab now getting into the game. We're going to hear more banks, more institutions, more funds, more whatever. Talk about this, that, and the other. What they're going to do. Schwab to compete against Bitcoin or Coinbase. Things are getting spun up. Demand is getting higher. Things are getting crazier. So, yeah. Bitcoin slips below 118K as ETH, XRP, and other pairs begin big gains. We talked about that earlier. If all these things will load. Come on. There you go. 5 trillion altcoin season pending as total 2 market caps hits 1.5 trillion. So is altcoin season over? No. I mean, since the time of making this, the start of last video stream, whatever thing before it crashed, we're up. We're up over 118,000. We were at 117.8. And now we're at 118.2. So I think the altcoins might be like, this is it. They're going to chop sideways. Bitcoin's next leg up. Then it chops sideways. Altcoins pick up. But yeah, like the amount of money going into, as Bitcoin stalls, people are flowing out of Bitcoin into alts. And then vice versa. As Bitcoin begins to climb, they flow out of alts and into Bitcoin. The market's ever changing. It's ever always moving. Always. So we'll see how things go. But the point was, before we crashed last time, was that Ethereum is finally making gains against Bitcoin, which for years, as you can see here from this long-ass downtrend, Ethereum had not made any gains whatsoever. Especially against Bitcoin. But total 2 market cap, excluding Bitcoin, has hit 1.5 trillion. Exchanges receive over 1.7 billion in stablecoin inflows just this week. Total 3 increases remain in early stage, with analysts seeking a parabolic rally to 5 trillion. Right, so total market cap of all crypto is around 4, a little bit under 4, might be around 4 right now. 5 trillion, definitely in the cards. XRP, Dogecoin lead altcoin gains as Bitcoin remains flat. Right, talking about what we just talked about. So XRP surged 33%. Dogecoin almost up to 8%. Like I said, it's around 24 cents right now. 24.33. The dominance of Bitcoin has dropped from 65% to 61.5%, as 77 of the top 100 cryptocurrencies were green, with altcoin market jumping around 47% to 1.44 trillion. Again, not the proof of work tokens, not all of them, but a majority of them were in the reds as people took profits, miners took profits to pay for their electric bill, to pay for their overhead, whatever it might be, yada, yada, yada. And I don't blame them, don't hate on them. Public companies buying altcoins. You're going to see more and more of that, right? Whether it's Ethereum, whether it's Solana, whether it's XRP, as more and more demand heats up, it's just going to continue to blow up. Was it the bills that passed that caused the overall market to climb to 4 trillion? And it's funny because we actually, what are we above? Are we around Google right now? Top companies by market cap. I'm afraid to search for anything new because it's just going to crash the computer. And there's an explanation for why it crashed. I'll explain in just a minute. I guess I'm going to give you guys a personal update here in a second. Because there's only 9 of you watching since I lost everybody. Thanks to my computer crashing. Apple sues YouTuber who leaked iOS 26. So the leaker, John Prosser. Apple alleges the conspiracy to break into a development device and steal its trade secrets. Prosser insists Apple has it all wrong. So leaker is getting sued by Apple. I guess I'm going to try a search. Hang on one second. Let's see what their YouTube is. I don't know. Is it FPT? Is that? Yeah, so 558K subscribers. Huh. Maybe that's not his channel. Genius Bar Podcast? I don't know. Maybe he has multiple channels? I don't know. 415K followers. I really don't care too much for Apple, but like that's the problem when you leak some information, and there's been a lot of leaks lately for all kinds of techs, that it kind of puts a target on your back. So yeah, why did we crash? Why did we crash? Why did we crash? Why is the camera quality look like this? Well, that's because you guys are on the Logitech Brio. The Sony ZV-1 was once again struck by lightning. The house was struck by lightning. I got thousands of dollars in damage once again. Wifey doesn't want to do insurance, and I don't blame her because insurance claims are increasing premiums. Auto insurance is going up. My electric bill, an electric company, will not help out whatsoever. They're not taking any ownership because they say it's my fault. However, if you look at the evidence and the strike, it's between the ISP and the power company. But I'm going to take things into my own hands, and I'm going to do my own shit because I'm tired of this. The chances of me hitting a Bitcoin block are greater than being struck by lightning. And I've been struck twice. So where's my Bitcoin block? That tree over there and that tree over there both did the same thing. It traveled through the coax cable all the way through my walls into my modem, which is right behind where you guys are. Fried the modem. This time it was a Comcast rental, thank goodness, because last time it killed my $300 modem. Obviously traveled through the router. The router is working, but it's like weird. Like sometimes it's like not connected and it's connected and it's not connected. So it's hurting, but it's a Wi-Fi 7, another $300 router. Because I want my mesh network. One of my mesh nodes are down. And there's a whole video coming out about this. The problem is, this is the second time this computer's crashed since that's happened during a live stream. Overclocks are turned down. The GPU is not overclocked whatsoever. The 9800 X3D is, I think I might have PBO on, so maybe I'll turn that off. But what happened was we opened up TradingView, right? We were trying to open up this ETH to BTC chart, and all of a sudden the fans ramped up, everything ramped up, and you guys froze. Why? I don't know. It could be software related. It could be. It could be. But I'm just over it. Like I told wifey after it happened, I fucking quit. Because I'm always trying to get 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. Something happens, I have to deal with it, and it delays back. Pops went to the hospital this week. He was feeling tightness in his chest, couldn't breathe. He just got back from the cancer treatment that I've been telling you guys about in Orlando. So there's been a lot of, the family, working together to get him to what he needs to do. He's doing better. He's stable. He's actually back home. Just non-stop. There's always something. Always something. And so I don't know why lightning keeps hitting my damn house. I have some speculations on what it is. I know my equipment is routed correctly. I even have a surge breaker in the breaker panel, a whole home surge protector in the breaker panel. All outlets are surge protected, and I even swapped those out again after the lightning strike. But it travels through the coax cable, and then it goes through the networking equipment through Ethernet somehow, and then fries shit. So I got to order control boards. I already hit up AlphaPex because the DG Home is done. The Jazz miners, I got to order those, but I don't have any money. The Apollo FutureBit Apollo 2 is working on Wi-Fi only. So the control board of the Orange Pi 4 LTS is done. So I need to order that. Again, don't have any money. Replaced the modem at Comcast. That's why I'm able to talk to you now. But my router is acting stupid. Computer is acting weird. It's just, I'm not in a position to I'm not in a position to sell my Bitcoin. I don't want to sell my Bitcoin. I am trying to retire early. I can't keep working at this pace. I work every fucking day of my life. When I'm off of my 9 to 5, I work more. After I'm done working more, I work some more. And after I'm working there, I'm doing some more. Because I'm always freaking trying to get ahead in some form of fashion to prepare my family or to put my family in the best position. But shit keeps happening. So, I'm going to chill out. I took a breath after I told my wife I quit. I'm going to try to get the control boards as soon as I got money. Fix those devices. If I can confirm everything is working as they should, maybe I will sell the Jazzminer X4 and the X16-Q. I don't think so, because the Jazzminer or the Sunloon team sent me the X16-Q and they wanted me to keep it for 12 months and yada yada yada. But like, the electric bill, JEA is just ripping the shit out of me, dude. And I've been trying to get them to either, one, take ownership, or two, to explain, and they don't want to do either. So I need to find a way to become more energy efficient. And I got to go get tires for my son. His tires are bald as shit, even though he's got an all-wheel drive Subaru. I can tell during the rain, is because it's been raining a lot here lately, that it's not safe. I don't trust it. And he doesn't know how to correct. Like, we've been driving for a while, right? We know when the rear end steps out, how to play with it, how to counter steer, how to correct it, not to brake hard, not to push on the gas too hard, but you can throttle out, yada, yada. We know how to do that. He's a new driver. He doesn't know how to do that. If the car starts to hydroplane, what do? You can tell somebody what to do, but what they actually do when it happens, that's a different story. So, yeah. Frogman X4-Q and X16-Q. So I already know where the control boards are. I reached out to Jingle Mining. I'm going to pay for it. I'm just trying to see, like, AlphaPex, most of the money I had to spend with that was shipping, dude, and then customs, because it's coming from China. So really stupid expensive. Zeus Mining and everybody else doesn't have the DG Home control board. Only AlphaPex does. And so it's not here in the States, so I'm going to get wrecked on customs, and they're probably going to, like, do some stupid shit, like hold it because it's from China. I don't know. But either way, I just got to rebuild bit by bit. The good thing is the GP mining rigs were off, so nothing happened there, thank goodness. I retested it, seemed fine. Living room system's fine. The gaming system that we're recording on seems fine until it crashes like it does. And again, this is not the first time it's done it. So maybe it might be an overclock. Maybe there might be some instability. Maybe it's software. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I should be able to go to multiple tabs, open it up, and not lose the stream. I saw the internet also dropping a little bit. It stabilized now, but that's the router I was talking about. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, I mean, positive news all around. Oh, and there has been some beta testing going on for the Catman game for Cats of Crypto. The team has been like making adjustments and optimizations. And so I think that's pretty cool. Cats of Crypto Catman game. Coming soon, or coming in the future. You guys should check that out when it's live. I'm not sure if the beta testing is open for everybody to go take a look at, but I'm gonna drop the link in the live chat if you guys are interested in it. You guys will see the video about the lightning strike, and then you'll see where it hit, and you will get the whole explanation. Just stay tuned. I'm just annoyed, man. I'm just annoyed. Because every time I'm starting to get ahead, like I just fixed the TL, but I had to spend a lot of money that I didn't want to spend. You know, then son's got an exhaust leak, so got to get an exhaust. He runs into a sign accidentally, so broke the bumper. Dad goes back to the hospital after a stem cell transplant. You know, it's just nonstop. It's just fucking. But I'm preaching is required because you guys got the same bullshit. You guys do great. You're getting ahead in life. Something comes up and it just sets you back a little bit, and then you got to regroup and then push forward again. It's just annoying, and I know we're all having to go through that crap because that's just the way the current environment is, right? You guys fix a mining rig. You're becoming more profitable, then something else happens, or you just fix your washing machine or dryer and then the dishwasher goes. It's just always something. I'm not quitting crypto, but I am trying to minimize my footprint because the cost of electricity is not getting any better. It's like I said, I've never seen it before. If I go through my bill, you will see something called tier 1 and tier 2 now. When I go back a year to that same thing where I'm drawing the exact same amount of electricity, it is $400 to $600 less. But now I get tier 1, tier 2, and I understand I'm drawing more electricity than the average house. I understand that. But I've reduced the amount of equipment that I have running, and I am paying more. Why? I have less heat for the AC to keep up with. I have less equipment to run 24/7, but yet I'm still paying more on electricity. Something ain't right. But the electric company says it's blah, 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 blah. It's because of something you're doing. You're going to optimize this. You got to do that. It's like, bro, I know what curtailment is. I know how to curtail. Something isn't right. And I'm wondering if, for example, ever since that first lightning strike, something in the system isn't right or isn't being read, or I'm just sending electricity to ground, wasting it instead of utilizing it. I don't know, but I am gonna put my own ground in, and because we're in Florida, here's the thing, guys. In Florida, you have sand, which is not a good conductor, so you got to go deep. And right behind me, literally like 20 feet, 25 feet that way is a pond. I can throw a fishing pole into the pond from my back porch. If I open up the screen door, throw a fishing pole, and I can literally sit on my back porch while fishing. I love it. It's beautiful. At nighttime during sunset, it's beautiful. Got all the animals, geese, ducks, turtles, whatever. It's beautiful. But because I'm so close to water, the water table is going to be pretty high. So I'm going to be hammering this rod down pretty deep. I'm going to hit water first, get past the sand, and I need to get into good earth. And I'm going to connect Comcast's stupid ground to it instead of to JEA, because obviously it's taking the path of least resistance into my equipment. Again. Sorry. I'm hot about it. I'm very hot about it. But it keeps grounding to my equipment and into my house. It fried the wire all the way into my master bedroom, which is right here, right behind you, where the modem sat. It fried the wire all the way to the box that went from my master to it. It fried it all the way from the box to the street underneath my driveway. Took out a piece of their equipment, right? The green boxes. And they had to replace all that. Even though they got lightning arresters on the coax out there, lightning strikes are no joke, man. Like, I wish I could build a machine that could harness the power of lightning. If I could just be like, hey, I'm gonna get hit by lightning. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and put some rods up. Every time it hits, boom, the machine can handle it. It can convert it, inverter, whatever, put it into battery, and boom, now I got charged battery. You know, fucking so much capacity that I can run my machines just fine. But I don't have the money for solar, and I don't have the money for that. But we're just gonna take it piece by piece, get the control boards for the Jazz miners. For the DG home, it should be on its way. I'll do videos on how to replace a control board. And I'm just going to keep my head down and keep grinding. Because I believe by the end of this year, Bitcoin definitely could be 150 to 125,000. People are calling for 200,000, 250,000. And it could be possible, right? Because normally during the Christmas year, during the holiday season, right? If we go by the month, during the holiday season, it usually takes off, right? So look at September, October, November. December was a little bit of a pullback, but again, I explained this. What I think December is doing is people who took all that money to buy gifts, vacation, whatever, are taking profits to cover their bills or whatever. So if we have this type of pump, and let's measure it real quick. Let's measure it. Let's measure it from about middle of September to about mid-high of November. That's 66%. All right. Now let's move that and put it, let's say we stay right where we are so August, we might move up a little bit. Let's say we move up a little bit, right? So we make a new all-time high of 124,000 in August, and 66% from that would be $200,000 Bitcoin, $206,000 Bitcoin. Certainly within the realm of possibility, right? And I think 2026, as long as we don't have a major black swan event, a new war breaking out, an economic crisis, I think we're on track to do that. And what's funny is Bitcoin is intended to be the safe haven asset when the world is in turmoil, when the economic conditions are shit, when global war is imminent. But we got so many of the suits in the game now that when the stock market crashes, it tends to pull back on crypto and Bitcoin. But I think people are going to change their tune. I think people and institutions are going to change the way they look at Bitcoin and understand that they just need to gobble up as much as possible, just like we need to. If you do not have a significant position in Bitcoin, not financial advice, let's say 100%, if you do not have at least 20% of your portfolio in Bitcoin, I think you should increase it. If you do not have at least 20%, I think you should increase it. Bitcoin makes a large percentage of my portfolio, but it's not the only thing I have. So you want to diversify yourself, as I preached many times. But Bitcoin, everybody in the world won't be able to have a whole Bitcoin. Billionaires, millionaires won't be able to all have one Bitcoin. Their companies might, but they don't. So if you can get to at least one Bitcoin or higher, and some of you already done it, congratulations, don't say who you are. You need to work on at least achieving or attempting to achieve one Bitcoin. I think you can do it. I know selling your Bitcoin right now because you bought it at 3,200, it seems very attractive, and you want to take profits, pay debts, and more. If you absolutely need to break glass in case of emergency, go for it. But if you can hang on to that baby, hang on to that baby. Okay? Please. Because I'm telling you, in the long term, Bitcoin is going to be $500,000 or more. It could definitely hit $1 million. I don't think it's going to be like $20-30 million, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we hit $1 million Bitcoin by 2028, 2029. That would be redunculous. But with the demand and the amount of transactions I've been seeing and the types and sizes of transactions I've been seeing, it's certainly possible. But you guys are getting ready to head over to Red Panda Mining. I'm going to check the chat real quick to see if anything happened. I know you guys are just wondering what happened, why it crashed. Switch to Ubuntu because Windows kept crashing. I appreciate that. It's where YouTube ads crash you. It could be. I don't know. Time to move. Yeah, where am I going to do? I do not have money to sell this house and move right now. I switched all but my one computer to Ubuntu. I find Solid only chops on Windows. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I kind of want Solid to also add support for the RX 9070, to be honest. During fees, I had to find for my car. One hail damage. Yeah. Life just sucks. Lightning scrambled its brains. Latent damage. It could be. Because the like I said, the router sometimes goes in and out, and it certainly could be that. Hope you're doing good, hobbyist miner. Sorry I didn't see you to now. Take care of yourself, brother. I see you doing great things. Keep up the great work. Squirrel miner, you ever run your coax cables through a surge protector before plugging them into the modem? They are right now. The problem was I've never seen it travel like that. It's it just, Lightning didn't give a shit, and it was just like, I'm going to eat everything you own. Well, not everything, thank God, but it ate a majority of it. And then was like, oh, I'm going to go through your router. And then I'm going to go through your Ethernet cable. Ethernet cable shouldn't be producing juice like that. Electricity should not flow through an Ethernet cable. I know PoE devices, blah, blah, blah. They only provide a little bit of voltage so that the device, blah, blah, blah. Those are fine, too. The PoE devices are fine. But the ones that aren't PoE and the standard, you know, Cat 5e, Cat 6e, like, you'll see it in the video. You'll see what it looks like. It's crazy. Neighbors are stealing electricity, possibly. I think it's the HOA. I think the HOA didn't do a good job of grounding their system out to provide power for the fountains, and they're fucking me because it keeps hitting, it keeps attracting lightning and hitting me, which is next to them, because their power, their breakers and everything are right at the end of my yard on that side, close to the pond, so that way they can feed to the fountains. And then there's a pipe that goes to the ground that feeds from JEA, or the Jacksonville Electric Authority. And I'm gonna leave it off. If they come and turn that shit on, I'm gonna turn it back off, because I think they're the reason why lightning keeps on being attracted to me. And it wasn't just attracted to me; it's attracted to my neighbor. My neighbor's house got hit in the roof, and their attic caught fire. Storms are getting crazy. Panda starts in 3. All right, you guys head on over there. Cable companies are terrible about not grounding things anyway. Yeah, I'm going to ground it myself. Best way to ground is to ground a pond. Us grab a scuba suit and put a ground rod in the pond, run the wire in the trench up to the house. So you run a ground rod into the pond? Like, that could be possible. You live in an HOA. That's the problem. Yeah. Listen, man. Listen. I don't come from money. All right? My house is on the west side, which is not the best side for Jacksonville. I got what I could afford to get, to put a roof over my family, because if you live in Orange Park, Ponte Vedra, any of that shit's expensive, cuz it is super expensive. So I'm doing what I can with what I have. But you guys, go have yourself a wonderful day. Go stack them sats, hash away. Try to get to 1 Bitcoin or more. Share some love. Stay positive. I was a lot of emotion just now, but that's because I'm tired of being struck by lightning, and I need to figure out why. I think I have an idea why. Stay tuned for that video. Go hang out with Red. Tell everybody you love them. Hug your family. Kiss your dog. Take care of yourself. Hit that like button on the way out. Make sure to get subscribed. Hit notification bell to stay up to date. I'm sorry that stream crashed on you again, but I will see you guys later on. All right? Much love. Take care. I'll catch you next one.